capital city of Azerbaijan in the 2017 Formula One Azerabejan Grand Prix. For the first time ever in Formula One, Azerbaijan has its name on a Grand Prix, and we have flown 5,545 miles from Montreal here to the shores of the Caspian Sea just to be here. It's the Baku City Circuit, round 8 of this 2017 championship, and a shade over 6 kilometres long, this street circuit with 20 corners, 12 to the left and 8 to the right, and only 280 metres from pole position to the apex of turn 1 to try and pull off something stunning into that first corner. 2 DRS zones, and unlike last year when it was the Grand Prix of Europe here, 2 DRS detection zones as well. That's the scene just behind the temporary paddock and pit lane here in Baku. It has been blue skies pretty much all weekend long. The heat has very much been turned up, as it was in qualifying yesterday, with Mercedes on the tarmac, Martin, turning up the heat on Ferrari.
Absolutely, it is so hot out there. Track 49 and falling now, of course, as we get towards the evening. It's a 5 p.m. start here, local time, and 69% humidity. I think that's why it feels extra hot and sweaty out there, Crofty, and it's going to be a long afternoon for the drivers. We've seen how easy it is for them to make one tiny error, probably more so than Monaco even, because the track's pretty slippery and dusty offline, and it just needs one little extra.
Both days for Mercedes, while Valtteri and Lewis start their summer break, as pretty much everyone else will do in Formula One after the Hungarian Grand Prix as well.
The tyres. Guys, again, I have no shock. They're coming everywhere.
There, and so your reference points are moving around.
Just looking there, I think Fiat got caught out by Lance Stroll braking a bit early as well, and that's what forced him to go wide. That's the incident between Bottas and Raikkonen.
He cannot be again the same guy hitting me. I don't know if I have a bunch or... Okay, I'm watching the pressures. Everything looks fine so far.
It's great car control from Sebastian Vettel. That really is.
The Ferraris nearly didn't make it to turn 2.
Now,
that was...
I'll tell you what happened with Bottas. He clipped the curb, didn't he?
He did.
And that shunted him right.
Yeah.
And he had no chance of avoiding
Let's see
Raikkonen.
if Kimi's got... I think Kimi left him enough space. He got caught napping a little bit, and I imagine they...
Into Hamilton. And for Daniel Ricardo, the season has come alive here. This decided Bottas didn't do anything wrong on Ricardo. And it looked like Ocon had clipped the same bit of curb and got thrown sideways as Perez had. And Stewards haven't taken any action, that's for sure. Something of an improvement from the initial races for Stroll.
And Fernando, if there are any tyre problems, we have space behind for a pit stop.
I have no battery, no power, so... Yeah, you have to risk a lot in the corners.
Okay, understood, we know that. It's P9, first points for the team, let's bring it home, you've done a good job.
Yeah, Carlos Sainz has got past Alonso, and there's about 37, 38 seconds back to the two Saubers. Well, they got 5 laps of that engine to hold together. Score their first points of the season as well. All the focus has been on Fernando Alonso. A lot of focus on Fernando Alonso this week. Is he going to stay? Is he going to go? If he's going to go, where can he go?
Bottas 1 second. He's got to go faster.
Got the gap down now to about 6.5 seconds. How tense are they down at Williams? Haven't been on the podium since Canada a year and 13 days ago. And Valtteri Bottas, the man chasing Lance Stroll down, stood on the podium that day. Even if Bottas catches Lance Stroll, I still think that he should make it onto the podium, but second place today, what a reward that would be for the team.
Second, third, fourth and fifth are all going to be within sight of each other down the long pit straight on this lap.
Yeah, but it is a very, very long pit straight. There we go, first and second and third. That's how long this straight is.
As if Valtteri's not fighting anyone ahead, you need to have him slow down just enough that he gives bad weight.
that's not going to work, Lewis. I see your thought process, but try and back Vettel into me is what he's saying, but there's a P2 up for grabs.
Ted, down to you.
Just a quick one on Sauber for the last points paying position. If this stays the way it is and Wehrlein can't get past Alonso, then they're going to switch it back because Ericsson let Wehrlein through. They'll switch it back and Ericsson will get his first points of the year.
Excellent. Thank you, Ted, for clearing that one up.
So he lost 1.4 last time.
Yeah, copy, Lewis. Valtteri's trying to catch Stroll. We don't want to give Vettel the DRS.
Good thinking.
I'm rather looking forward to hearing from the drivers at the end of this race as well.
They're going to be getting angry. What happened? What went on in that race? Because it's actually quite hard when you've got all the stops and starts and the goings on to follow everything. Especially with the weird extra pit stop that both Hamilton and Vettel had to make. Vettel's only got himself to blame on that one.
So what do you think it's going to be in terms of the top five after this race? Smiling a lot, possibly a competition between the top two as to who smiles the most. Smiling, because he's managed to recover a podium. Bewilderment and fury.
Yeah, I don't think Ocon will be a bit sheepish as well when he gets back in from P6. Magnussen will be ecstatic. Sainz has had a solid afternoon, considering he was pointing in the wrong direction on the exit of turn 1. 4 to go, 4 laps to go.
And the battle for third place between Sebastian Vettel and Valtteri Bottas, 2.5 seconds, because Vettel just set a new fastest lap.
Oh, he went wide there. The back end stepped out on him, did Sebastian Vettel. Really carrying a lot of speed.
And that's going to give Hamilton a little bit of hope. Drivers' Championship points, 14 it'll be, the lead.
Okay, let's stay focused now. Let's stay focused. 4 laps to go. This is good. Nice and relaxed.
Stroll lost 2.8 seconds in the last 2 laps.
He's got that cushion, hasn't he, of 4 and a bit seconds to Valtteri Bottas, but is it enough of a cushion?
It's not enough now after the last couple of laps, unfortunately. Let's put him in range. But as long as they doesn't lose too much time, he should still be ahead of Vettel and Hamilton.
And I think Kimi Räikkönen's about to retire from this race. He's just come into the pits. The man who was running last is out.
Then there were 13 runners.
Unlucky for some, but not for Daniel Ricardo. Continues to lead here as we tick past 7 o'clock in Baku this evening. This was down at turn 1 a few moments ago.
That was the bit I was talking about. Massive oversteer in the middle of the corner. He didn't lose as much time as it looked like he might, actually, in that slow-mo replay.
Car number 8, Romain Grosjean, looks as the leader passes him, Daniel Ricciardo, and laps him with 3 laps to go. The gap between Ricciardo and Stroll, 6.1 seconds, but it's the gap behind that we're worried about, or Williams will be worried about. 3.2 seconds. Hamilton has gained a couple of tenths on Sebastian Vettel, or in that last lap, actually a bit more than a couple of tenths. Carry that on, he might just get a bit of DRS assistance.
Stroll's now got those 3 in his mirrors for the teenager to think about. He'd be better just looking out the front, I reckon.
Yeah. You don't want to see what's coming up behind you. You just want to know that you've got 12, maybe 15, 16 kilometres to go. Sound like much, does it? It's a good stroll, 16 kilometres.
Bottas half second up in the first sector, dragging this pair with him. Interesting, isn't it, that the Ferrari, once they've straightened them all up and stopped them running into each other and doing silly things, the Ferraris had the pace in this second part of the race, if you like, to catch one Mercedes and comfortably stay ahead of the other.
That gap we saw in qualifying, you're absolutely right, Martin, isn't there necessarily in the race. Of accusations that Ferrari with a second oil tank have had their wings clipped a little bit by the FIA for something that they may or may not have been infringing in the regulations. Say accusations, nothing founded. But in the race itself, the pace has been there.
Such going to be the last lap when Bottas catches Stroll. If he doesn't pass him going into the last lap, where is he going to pass him?
It's a long drag down to the line, isn't it?
You know, it's the Mercedes engine in the back of the Williams. It won't be that easy to pass coming off a corner.
2.2 seconds with 2 laps remaining and a second faster Valtteri Bottas on that previous lap.
So it will be the last lap then. He catches him. What can he do about him?
What he needs, Valtteri Bottas, is to get within a second by the time he gets to the next DRS detection point. Talking about within a second, Hamilton's got DRS on Sebastian Vettel. He's actually got that gap under a second now.
10 seconds covers the top 5, 10.8 at the moment.
Race of the season, this one.
Ricardo's steady out front. He's not under any pressure, and that
is Grosjean trying to keep out of the way. Now he's now really in the way at a really bad time. Well, do you know what? Fair play to Romain Grosjean, because if he'd have stayed ahead a little bit more, there's no chance of keeping out of the way here. That's how the blue flags can absolutely ruin someone's race on this occasion. You know, Grosjean did well to keep out of the way. He wasn't fighting or scrapping with anybody. Has it slowed Vettel down? Has it slowed Hamilton down? A tenth of a second difference.
Interesting. Bottas only matches Stroll in the middle sector. Not a particularly good lap for Bottas. He's 4/10 up in the first sector, but made a little error somewhere in there because he's been catching faster than that. And that might just give Stroll the breathing space he needs on the last lap.
Yeah, and it's good. The message has got through down at Williams as well. Final lap. Daniel Ricardo starts it as the race leader. Lance Stroll on for his first ever podium. Valtteri Bottas 1.3 seconds behind. Hamilton has made up an awful lot on Sebastian Vettel down that straight, and we'll have DRS going into the second activation zone right here. He still continues to press Sebastian Vettel. As it stands at the moment, Vettel will extend his championship lead by a couple of points. Behind Hamilton, Esteban Ocon in 6th place, which would be a career equaling best finish. Kevin Magnussen in the points for Haas was in the podium places around about 15 laps ago. Carlos Sainz ahead of Fernando Alonso, and Pascal Wehrlein still ahead of Marcus Ericsson. But the trouble they've got with switching him around at Sauber is that Stoffel Van Dorn is only half a second behind Marcus Ericsson now in 12th place.
Huge pressure for the teenager in the Williams, but he looks rock solid. And I don't know whether there's a space until they get past the checkered flag that he'll be able to overtake him. Bottas will be able to get through.
If you're close enough, you can get a slipstream and a tow. You might be able to out-drag the car in front, but is Valtteri Bottas close enough? What a 51 laps this has been in Baku here this evening. But for Daniel Ricardo, Baku will see him back on the top step of the podium. A crazy, chaotic, amazing race, full of incidents. For Daniel Ricardo, the checkered flag is there. He wins the Azerabejan Grand Prix. Behind him, Lance Stroll. Has he been overtaken by Valtteri Bottas? Just on the line, Bottas gets second. A podium for Lance Stroll, but Bottas, who was a lap down and plumb last after the opening exchanges, has come back to take second place. Williams get their first podium since Bottas stood on the podium for them in Canada last year. Sebastian Vettel